Welcome back to my channel. Oh, our best helper is coming. It's gonna be camera shy. Oh, there he is. Hi, Mason. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Shauna. I am doing a 25-day declutter my entire home to get it ready for the holidays challenge. Today is day 15, last day of week 3 already. This is flying by. My home is feeling great and lighter. Today, I'm tackling my arts and crafts storage. I am not looking forward to this. I am an artist. I have my own art business. I love arts and crafts supplies. Now, I do have a whole studio in my office that is just full with like supplies, paints, whatever. I only have one kid at home and he doesn't do a lot of the projects, so I don't need to keep all this stuff, so I have to part with it. I don't have a daycare anymore, so I don't have littles in my home often. It doesn't make sense to keep all the things when I'm not using it, so it's time. It's time, so let's get started. Back in 2019, we took our kitchen and moved it to a different room. So this is actually the original pantry for the original kitchen, and it makes a great arts and crafts closet because it's very like central to like the dining room, our nook area. It works out great, and we actually have been storing our school supplies in here as well, so it's easier for the kids to just grab what they need when they need it. I love this for storing paper, but I no longer need it because we just don't do paper crafts as much. So I really would like to get like one of those file folders or like the magazine holders to store all of that in. I don't have one on hand right now, so I'm just going to put this in a flat container for now, and that's going to free this up a lot. This shelf was just redone recently. I'm going to go through it, but this is a lot of like, you know, everyday project kind of things or homework things, so this shelf is pretty much going to stay similar. This shelf is not going to change much. I do have to check with my in-laws. I was supposed to paint this to look like that, so I just need to make sure that they still need that project done. I have a Sharpie problem, as you can see, so those will stay. Hot glue, always a necessity, and that's just a bunch of miscellaneous things, so I do need to go through that. Oh, hello! Are you going to help declutter? You are. Oh, you're such a good helper. Thank you, Mason. You know, we really don't need that anymore. So I'm gonna let it go. Whenever we have littles over again, if they want Play-Doh, I'll just buy them a little thing, and then they can just use cookie cutters, my rolling pin, anything like that we have on hand. This shelf will pretty much stay the same. This is all paints, paintbrushes, tablecloth to cover our table. Not really gonna change much. Perler beads. Probably gonna let those go as well. This cupboard is gonna be empty. It's gonna be amazing. So I'm gonna let this go, I think, and yeah, that's really sad. My kids used to be really big into these. I used to love to do it with them, but they just not very big into it anymore. So we're gonna let that go. And then this shelf and down here is like school supply things. So we've got like poster board, foam core stuff for projects. We've got binders, paper, folders, things like that on hand. A whole bunch of different things that the kids might need for school. So I'll just go through quickly. We just did that recently, but I'll just go through it again because it never hurts to go through things quickly. All right, Mason, are you ready to go through the cupboard with me? Are you ready to go and help? Yeah, let's go. We're going to start off really easy with this project just because I haven't been looking forward to it. It's just bittersweet knowing that my kids have grown up so much that we don't need an arts and crafts, like as much of an arts and crafts space as we currently have. So by just taking the construction paper, putting it into a different container, this is just a really easy stepping stone to get the ball rolling, to get me in the groove and just get this project going. And once that shelf is done, I'm going to move to the next one, which isn't going to be bad. We just redid these like homemade caddies not too long ago for like the glue sticks, pens, pencils, things like that. I did find a container with like drawing pencils in there tucked in the back. I'm not exactly sure why that's there, so pulled that out so it'll go downstairs to my art studio where they should belong. Pulled out the project for my in-laws so I remember to check in with them. And then we have coloring books here, which went through this quickly, pulled out one that I know we don't use, and then moved the coloring books up with like all the other paper things. And then it's time to go through the miscellaneous bin. Really only going to keep glue dots and popsicle sticks because those can come in handy for various projects. Going to keep all the Sharpies, all the hot glue. Play-Doh's just going to go. Paint is all going to stay. Perler bead's going to go. This is actually going smoother than I anticipated. And then just going through like the miscellaneous school supply bin, like there's protractors and compasses, there's a calculator in here, flashcards, things like that. I did put my son's colored pencils into like a baggie just so they stay together. And then trying to make this down here a little bit neater so the foam core actually doesn't sit in front of everything. So my thought was to take this plastic milk crate in here and turn it on its side. That way the foam core could slide along between the wall of the cupboard and the milk crate, but once I like really looked at it, I knew the milk crate wasn't going to fit on its side with the foam core. So I'm just trying to rearrange things. This magazine holder actually was the biggest problem because I knew it wasn't going to fit along the side, so I'm like, wait, hold on. If I rearrange these binders a little more, I can put the stuff in the milk crate, and then I have the magazine holder for the construction paper, which ended up being just ironic that I already had one on hand and everything. So I was pretty excited about that. I did find some like art and craft supplies that my husband and I had bought a while ago for a date night. So I'm going to pull those out and surprise him with a date night soon. It was about this time that I realized, hey, I could probably fit everything just in this left cupboard and free up the entire right cupboard for something else, which was something extremely unexpected. I did not expect this to work so well. And I really didn't expect to find a magazine holder in here, which is just another reason why you should wait to buy containers, because I was about ready earlier to go out and just buy one at the dollar store around the corner. I'm glad I waited. I saved myself a few bucks. And then this actually like just sat on its side with all the other binders and school supplies, which was great. And then just, trying to put the finishing touches, trying to keep like things with like. And I'm just shocked that it worked out so well. I think the thing that was hardest about trying to get everything on the left side was where are the coloring books going to go and this white binder. I use the binder all the time, and I didn't want to tuck the coloring books in such a way that they were going to get ruined or weren't going to get used at all. So I ended up just pushing some things back a little bit that we don't use quite often, and then laying the things flat so it's right there and easy to grab and easy to see at all times. And here's the after. I'm speechless. I'm speechless that everything fit in well here. We'll see how it works, like when my son goes in to grab supplies and things, if it stays functional, if I need to make any tweaks in the future or anything, but right now I'm really happy with it. And then everything else that needs to get put away properly is over here, and then I'm actually going to be donating all these craft supplies to either a homeschool group or a group at school. Our favorite helper, sleeping on the job. You might be wondering why I put everything in one side and left this side completely open. It's a really good question. Could I have left some of this stuff over here? Yeah, I could have, but let me show you what my thought is. In what we call our nook space, this used to be the old kitchen, we have these two really tall cupboards, just like this. They store all of our board games, other like bigger toys like fort building things, Mr. Potato Head, all of our puzzles, and our ever-growing Dungeons and Dragons collection. Complete honesty here, over here in this table, this is my Wormwood gaming table. If you know, you know. A lot of our weekly D&D things store in this table. So imagine this cupboard. Imagine this cupboard with more stuff in it. So my thought is, we have a really hard time parting with board games, and I am going to go through them and part with some of them because there's some we just don't play with. So we are going to go through that, downsize. However, if I can move all the D&D things to this cupboard over here, to this empty space, I feel like we'll be able to get the board games out better. We'll be able to put them away easier, so we might actually play them more, and that'll free up more space. So that's my thought right now. I do need to run it by my husband, just because whenever I do a major change like this, unless it's like in my office, I do like to run things by him. But I think that's going to like change a lot of things around here that we're kind of frustrated with. So I'm hopeful that that'll be a good and easy solution. So not bad for a day's work. Huh, buddy? Oh, it must be napping in the living room time. Oh, to be a dog. But yeah, so we'll see. I'll keep you updated. Stay tuned for, let's see, oh, if you've been going, Shauna, your house isn't that bad, which is great. I'm learning a lot from you, but I'd like to see some bad spaces. Stay tuned to next week. I have 4 days blocked off for a project next week. It's going to be a doozy, so make sure you stay tuned, you subscribe, and follow along as next week we start off week 4 with the biggest challenge yet. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Bye.